Lebanese chicken, 20 minutes in the air fryer. Let's explore some new flavors. Today, we're gonna make Lebanese chicken in the air fryer. First thing we need to do though is we need to get that chicken marinating. Wonderful flavors, wonderful ingredients. First thing we're gonna do is put together a marinade. This chicken, you're gonna wanna marinate it at least a couple of hours in the refrigerator. You can even do it overnight. The longer it marinades, the more flavor gets in there. I always say that when it comes to a marinade, the longer, the better. I don't wanna wait overnight because I plan to eat this tonight for dinner. Plain Greek yogurt. You wanna make sure it's a plain yogurt and you wanna make sure it's a Greek yogurt because Greek yogurt has more fat to it, so it adheres to the chicken a little bit better. We've got some ground basil. We have got salt and pepper. As always, description below will have the exact measurements of what we're doing here. We've also got some paprika. Then we've got some cumin. Cumin? Yeah, however you say it, it's the same stuff, right? We've got our minced garlic. You can use whole garlic cloves if you prefer and squeeze them in one of those little squeezy thingies, you know, that comes out from. You can do that as well. I cheat. I buy it in a jar. It's easier for me. I like it that way. Got some honey. Oh, now the fun part. A lemon. It calls for lemon zest and the juice of a lemon. You want to make sure when you zest the lemon, you only zest the yellow part. If you go down into the white part, that's where the bitter notes come in, and we don't want the bitter notes. We just want the beautiful aromatic zest that you get from that yellow. Oh, this is going to be so good. It smells like lemonade. Well, lemonade with some other spices in there. Now we need that juice as well. This is such a fun little thing I got the other day. I love it. My hands aren't as strong as they used to be, so trying to squeeze a lemon, just doesn't work for me anymore. This works beautifully. It gets all the juice out without any of those seeds. Nobody wants a seed, right? No. Ooh, look at that. And the last thing we're going to add to that is some fresh chopped parsley. Want to make sure and get this really mixed well, so I'm actually going to be using a whisk instead. I think it's just going to do a much better job. Oh, that is going to be fabulous. We want to make sure and reserve just a little bit of this marinade because after that chicken is done, we're going to put some over the finished product just to give it a little bit more flavor. It is going to make all the difference. Got my little knife. I'm going to go ahead. I am using chicken thighs. You can use chicken breasts if you prefer. You're still going to do the same thing where we're just going to cut through the skin just a little bit, or through the meat just a little bit to make sure that that marinade gets down in there. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Let's go ahead and get this one scored a little bit. Just like that. Perfect. Now, I like to marinate in a Ziploc because you can just get you can squish it with your fingers and get all that marinade into each and every little crevice of that chicken. Go ahead and lose this glove because I don't want to contaminate my bowl. Don't need a lot because I've only got the 2 chicken thighs, but I want to make sure I've got enough to put it on there when it's all done. Then, as always, just seal up your bag. We're going to smush it all together. I'm going to put this in my refrigerator for, actually judging by the time it is, it's going to be in there for about 5 hours before we cook it. The longer, the better. That's it. Once it's done, it looks like it's all nicely coated. In the refrigerator it goes, and I'll see you tonight at dinner. Our chicken has been marinating for about 4 hours now, so we're going to go ahead and turn on our air fryer. We're going to air fry it at 360 for about 20 minutes. Of course, you're going to want to probe it as always to make sure you get it to that internal temp of about 160 to 165. 20 minutes though, they're just small little chicken thighs. I think it's going to be a plenty amount of time. And we are also going to roast some potatoes to go along with it. I've got myself just some beautiful Yukon Golds. But since they're gonna go at the same amount of time, you don't want them too small of a chunk. So just a nice little square like that. To those potatoes, we're gonna add just a little bit of olive oil. This just helps to keep the potatoes from drying out in the air fryer. A little bit of salt and pepper, just kind of to taste. So I don't have a whole lot in there. So I don't need a whole lot of salt and pepper, just enough to give it a little bit of flavor. And to go along with our chicken that we're doing, I've got some smoky paprika and some cumin. That's it. Simple, delicious. We are also going to be serving this up tonight with a little side salad with a homemade tahini dressing that I'm going to show you how to make as soon as we get these into the air fryer. Oh, you know what that sound means? As always, it means add your food. I'm going to use tongs. I know, because I forgot my gloves. So that's okay. Tongs work just as well so as not to touch the chicken. Oh, these have been marinating for about 4 hours. They are going to be so tender. When you add like a lemon juice, that lemon juice breaks down the protein or the fibers, I think it is, that's in chicken, and it just keeps it so incredibly tender. And we're just gonna dump those right in there as well. They're all gonna cook at the same temp, the same time, and that's it. Look at that. How much simpler does it get? After about 10 minutes, so halfway through the cook time, we're gonna open the drawer and we're gonna brush it with a little olive oil, but you know what? You'll be right here with me, so you'll see it when we do that. Let's make some dressing. We have got olive oil, and like I said before, description below, full recipe for everything we've made today. To that, we've got the tahini paste. Oh, we've also got Dijon mustard. You don't want to use just your standard yellow mustard because the Dijon has a nuttier flavor, a richer flavor than that standard yellow mustard. We've also got honey. Now, if you want to make this a vegan dressing, you can substitute the honey for maple syrup. And then a little salt and a little pepper. Again, it's just kind of to flavor. So we're just going to do a little sprinkle like that because we will be tasting this. And then lemon juice. Now, the lemon juice, it calls for like 2 to 3 tablespoons by flavor, by taste. So I'm going to put about half of it in there, and then I'm going to mix it up with my whisk. That way I make sure to incorporate everything in there really, really well. Now, it is going to seem a little thick, it says. That's what the water's for. If it's a little too thick, you need to water it down a bit. You just use cold water. Make sure it's cold water because otherwise you can start to kind of curdle some of that tahini paste, and you don't want that. Well, it smells amazing. Oh my gosh. You know what? We're going for the full 3 tablespoons. And then I'm going to add a little bit more salt and pepper because it just needs a little bit more in there. And you want it to be a thinner dressing. You don't want it to be like that heavy cream base like a ranch or a blue cheese. You want it to be more like a vinaigrette. So there we have it, tahini dressing. So we're going to pop it open. Can you see that gorgeous color already? We are just going to brush the tops with a little olive oil like this. And then we are going to just put them right back in there. While we're waiting for that chicken to be done, I just want to thank you for tuning in to another episode of Annie's Smoking Pot. Of course, I am Annie. I think I forgot to tell you that. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have, thank you so much. Be sure to share my videos with anybody and everybody who wouldn't like to watch a crazy little cooking show, right? As always, cooking time right here. Total cooking time. Because, you know, I start at 20, but I did increase. You don't have to worry about that. You can see it right there and you'll know exactly. But yours might be different, of course. Different air fryer, all of that. Take it to 160 internal temp is perfect. And that's what we just did. Let's see how that looks. Here we go. Are you ready? I'm ready. I wish I could see yours too if you're cooking this with me. Maybe post a picture if you can in the comments. I'm not sure if you can do that. But you know what? You can on my Insta at Annie's Smoking Pot. Post me pictures of the recipes that you cook. Can you see that? Can you see that absolute perfect? Oh, it's just absolutely perfect. Let's get that out on a plate so you can see it even better. Oh my goodness gracious. These potatoes, look at the golden exterior on. Oh my gosh. I wish you could smell it. I really wish you could. Now, remember that extra marinade that we held on to? We're just going to drizzle some right over the top. Just like that. Add a little parsley. Why not? Add a little parsley on our potatoes. And then our salad. That is a great dish right there. I hope you cooked this with me. Insta at Annie's Smoking Pot. Post those pictures for me. If you've got a recipe idea, hit me up in the comments down below. Hit that like button, you know, a little thumbs up. Looks like this, I think, might be this way. I'm not exactly sure which direction it goes, but I know it goes up. It definitely points up. Be sure you click that if you like the video. That's all I got. I don't even know what else to say. Probably try a bite. You know what? I'm going to start with the chicken. Oh my gosh, that is just fork tender right there. That is cooked to perfection. That is so incredibly good. You get that lemon to the forefront, but then there's that underlying, the cumin and the paprika that's in there. The salt and the pepper, you get it, but it's not overpoweringly salty in your mouth. But the parsley too. I don't know if you even have ever tried just parsley. Parsley has a very distinct, almost peppery flavor, and you get that in the chicken. And then because we dredged it with that olive oil, it just absorbed in there and it just turned that meat into just juiciness. There's another word that I could say because it is exactly that word. I just really hate that word, so we're gonna go with juicy today. Very juicy, lemon forward. Oh my gosh, it's absolutely delicious. Let me know how yours turned out. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, bye.